In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring.
You shall not pass!
An alliance once existed between elves and men. Long ago we fought and died together. What have we done?
Good morning, Valhalla! The Mad Doctor is here, Untaker Outlaw! The Clown Prince of Crime! My favorite polar bear on YouTube! Man Squatch! Sit Room! Psychodorp 9! Greetings, program! Gun Bunny! Project Story Time! The Lady Arwen Avalon! The Wrench of Wrenches, Chris Persia! The Jester of Sin! Or is it Sauron? Southern Viking! And Larry! Soul Assassin! Roll Tide, Keely, Roll Tide! The Rooster Dave Bob! Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass! Sit Room! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. What a giant shit show, and yes, Starry F-bombed.
Yes,
Yeah.
y'all.
I think everybody did.
As soon as I saw it, I said, oh Lord, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
I'm so proud of you, Starry. I'm so proud of you.
I nearly threw something at the TV.
I woke up, I opened Twitter, and in the DM group chat for this panel, Starry's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this show. Yeah, you did.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Wow, what a shit show. So
I hate this show.
let me before we get going, let me tell a little story really quick.
Okay.
In the second age of Middle Earth, there was the greatest smith of the second age, Celebrimbor, and an angelic looking elf came to Celebrimbro and gave him a hammer made of pure starlight. And he said, I know a way to forge the greatest rings that Middle-earth has ever seen. And the two of them worked together. And they created 9 rings. 9 rings. And then they created 7 rings. The two of them worked together on this little project. So 16 rings in total. And then the angelic elf left to go and take on his true form as Sauron and create the one ring. Now, Celebrimbro, this great elven smith of the Second Age, decided, you know what? I've got more in me. I can do better than what I did before. I'm going to make 3 rings just for the leaders of the elves.
Yeah.
These will be like super rings. And he created the 3. Unbeknownst to the fair-haired, angelic-looking elf that was Sauron. And Sauron went off to make the one ring. And he made the one ring, and when he put it on, he realized that Celebrimbro had bent him over and fucked him in the ass by making 3 pure rings without his influence.
Yeah.
They butcher this fucking story in this show.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They butchered that fucking story in the show. The 3 were not made first. The 1 was not made after. It took them a while, and it took Celebrimbro a while to learn how to do this.
Apparently not.
And me thrill had nothing to do with it.
Yep.
Whatsoever.
That's what I was asking Loki. I said, there wasn't no mithril in the ring.
No.
No.
And then the piece of me, I know I'm jumping about a bit.
We lost
Oh,
Arwen.
gosh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, we lost Josh.
We lost. See, he was that disgusted. He's gone.
He's like, I'm out. Which is
Fuck
like,
this,
Yeah,
I'm out.
I'm out.
The piece of mithril hovered on top of the molten gold and silver like the bloody One Ring did at the end of Return of the King, and I was just,
And you can't make a blade. You can't make a blade out of nothing but silver and gold. I mean, that's not how blades are made. I hate to say.
It's sorry. Didn't you get the eye imagery when the mithril was kind of spinning in the circle? I'm like, fuck off with this.
And the way they started it off, you know, with the wizard being, you know, Sauron, supposedly, you know. As soon as I saw that, I said, bullshit.
Stupidest groupies in Middle Earth. Wait.
Yeah, and Chris, I'm assuming you meant the power of Bezos was too much for him.
I hope you can come back, Josh.
Well, I wasn't bored because I was laughing so damn much. I was just like, okay, this can't get any stupider.
Bye,
Oops.
Bye, Mark.
Take care,
Mark.
brother. Thank you.
He never watched it.
It just broke my brain. It broke my brain. I was like,
But the thing, they acted like they were so
Clever.
Congratulatory, like everybody's gonna think the stranger Sauron. Ooh, I'm like
no, we're not.
Everyone's gonna be so shocked at the reveal. Like nobody was shocked except Galadriel.
Oh, she's such a goddamn buzzkill. She moped around this entire episode. Buzzkill, go away. Let them do their jobs. God. No.
I have thought about it long and hard, and we will not. I'm not going to do a season 2 review of this absolute shit show. I had fun. I heard this morning that someone is going to be doing a entire review. They're going to watch the whole thing. Someone that I know, someone that lives rather close to me. And I said, fucking enjoy. The only way I made it through this is I got to laugh one episode at a time.
Yeah.
I didn't have to watch the whole thing back to back, so by all means, enjoy.
Oh, that's like whenever they torture you and they hold your eyes open and make you watch something that's unwatchable.
Well, yes, this is the new torture porn that the SWAT teams and the police are going to play when there's like a kidnapping or whatever. When you've got like people holed up in the mall, they're going to play this on a big screen projector, and this will get you to surrender and leave. Enough, please God. The wannabe Tolkien writing is just too much. It's just too much. I can't, no. All right, I'm coming out. I've had enough. Please, no more.
I just don't understand. They have such a brilliant story already there. And they're like, nope, we're going to do the opposite.
They just take little tiny bits and pieces from here and there from different ages and everything else and try to craft it all into, a story that just does not work. It doesn't make any damn sense at all.
No, it doesn't.
All they had to do was follow Numenor, which is all more or less spelled out, and then just do the Anatar version of Sauron. Let's see this beautiful man charm his way to doing that's all you had to do, and they couldn't even do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. They can't even connect the dots that are already there connected.
And what about all the teleporting? I mean, they get from place to place. I mean, just almost in an instant.
And I'm noticing a pattern. I'm noticing a pattern with entertainment. When the finale of She-Hulk has better ratings than your $1 billion show, you know something is fucking wrong. Have you seen the finale of She-Hulk?
No.
I got a call last night. You got to watch the last 15 minutes of She-Hulk. The bitch literally breaks through the Disney Plus app and goes into the real world to talk to the writer's room of the show. The really real writer's room of the show, and says, guys, you messed up. This finale sucks. Literally, they break the fourth wall in a way that Deadpool never has, and the bitch actually goes to the writing room at Disney. Wow. She's walking through the film studios of Disney and goes to the writer's room of She-Hulk and is like, what the fuck, guys? When a show like that beats you in the ratings, something is fucking wrong. It did it to Andor. When you beat Star Wars with twerking green ass, and you beat Lord of the Rings with twerking green ass, something is fucking wrong with the world.
Mm-hmm.
And something's wrong with my internet. Sorry about that.
You're back.
Cool. Oh, understood.
Yay, he's returned. Did you use the middle left teleport?
I did, yeah.
Oh my God, y'all.
Them folks sure do get around.
Oh, they do. They make tracks.
When we got to the end where Sauron went from, they're not even in Lindon, are they? Where are they? I can't remember. From there to like Mordor. I just started uncontrollably laughing.
And Psychodor of 9 with $5 super chat says, burn this thing down so I can pee on the ashes. Thank you so much, brother. And he sends another $2 super chat that says, gonna just rewatch Dread. You can rewatch anything. I'd rather rewatch Sharks on the fucking Moon than watch this.
This show has zero rewatchability. Zero. They just don't. I just don't.
Talking about peeing, did you notice that little nugget of advice that Nori's dad gave to her?
Yeah, I did.
Don't squat by the stream.
The beauty of Tolkien.
Just squat by the stream.
It would be bad.
It would be bad. Oh God.
Someone watched Ghostbusters right before they wrote that. Don't cross the streams. Why? It would be bad. Don't squat by the stream.
because you might want to drink later on down the river or the stream.
Chat, that was an actual line of dialogue. Just go.
Yeah,
it was.
you never knew that Galadriel's children were actually Sauron's.
Mm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, and I love how Thing 1 and Thing 2 are having this emotional conversation.
And what about
like, I'm
what
your
about
best friend and I'd do anything for you, but and I'm like, yeah, except go on an adventure with her. Let her take off with some big strange guy. Okay. No.
what about Isildur's non-existent sister being so integral to this thing?
Thank you.
Hey,
And-
she brings two very important things to this show.
Yeah, I
saw those two things. I saw those two things.
No, that was a pretty dress. It was a pretty dress.
Her globes look better than the.
I wasn't looking at her dress, Arwen.
I know, but those things aren't my. It's not my cup of tea. But I did love the dress. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, let's stick the new Builders Guild apprentice alone with the king. That makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
Who wrote this shit?
Brandon, the anime guy, sends in a $5 super chat and says, way too early for Scamazon and Duck Fisney for me to give an elfs about. That's already better writing than the Wings of Power writers could come up with.
That's
Gotta go.
Clever.
Gotta go beyond Burn It Down. No hours from me to start with. Muff this day. And he follows that up with a $1.99 super chat. Says, already a Schmidt day. Been up since 2 a.m. Damn.
Oh, bless you.
Get some rest. I woke up having a nightmare that I had to watch this show when I woke up. So I woke up at 3. I was able to get back to sleep finally. I lull myself back into slumbers of thinking about the Battle of Helm's Deep and the Battle of Gondor and real token, not this shit. And was able to finally get back to sleep. But I feel you, Brandon. I do. I'm sorry, brother. You need to get some rest. Stop questioning the message. Consume and praise Amazon Studios. They have given us entertainment for the ages. Who's going to watch this again?
Oh,
you won't be able to rewatch this thing ever. I mean,
you couldn't pay me to rewatch it. I can't tell you how many times I've gone. I think I've gone 3 times to the theater to see the extended cut of all 3 films. Okay, so every once in a while, I think once a year in Dallas, I know that I went and saw it 3 times. So I went and saw all 3 movies. I spent a whole day in the theater watching all 3 movies extended back to back. I've never done that with any other movie like that ever. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it on DVD, on Blu-ray, on 4K. At least I've watched it at least 3 or 4 times since I got the extended cuts on 4K. I love these movies. I love them. I even watched through The Hobbit. Another time before the show started. I watched through all 3 Hobbit movies. And the only thing I'm pissed off about is, Misty. What Josh threw out on my celebration.
Yes.
That's the only part that pisses me off is how they end the second movie. And I can go right into the third. And I even talked to Mexican Iron Man about that. He goes, I don't get what the problem is. I said, I saw it in the theater. So I'm like, I got to wait another year and a half to see the fucking battle at Lake Town? Screw these people. But even that, I can forgive. This, I can't forgive this. This isn't Tolkien.
This isn't Tolkien. Oh, God. I don't know what the hell this is. I really don't.
Shit.
It's like they are determined, but yet at the same time, they want to rip off Peter Jackson every 5 minutes.
Yes.
It's like, if you're going to be your own damn show, be your own damn show. Don't quit trying to, pull from something much greater than you. When, to be honest, you could have done a show about a story already written. It's not rocket science.
I mean, in just this episode, the amount of references to the Tolkien films to the Peter Jackson films is amazing. You have you have the Arwen moment where Galadriel is riding with the wounded Halbrand off in the back. You have that moment. You
Yes.
have Gandalf's not Gandalf saying well, always follow your nose
Follow
when
your nose.
not when you're not sure where to go.
That was
you
the
have
first F-bomb.
Yeah.
you have the Sauron
Ah.
Gandalf fight with the staff, where Gandalf being thrown around like a rag doll. Like,
And the go
there's
back
no
to the
creativity,
shadow.
and there's no understanding of, hey, these were cool moments from the movies. Let's just
No.
do them without any comprehension as to what made them work.
Right.
And I finally get why they did this whole 6 days on horseback. Jugger Voice with the $10 super chat says 6 days on horseback. Nope. Dead. 2 days to sail to the Southlands. 6 days to sail back. Attempted misdirect. But hey, a greasy Hartford is dead. Oh, my plan to drive everyone crazy worked. Thank you so very much for your super chat, Jugger Voice. Here's the deal with the 6 days. That's how long it took Gandalf to get from Rohan to Gondor.
Yeah.
But he was on fucking Shadowfax, and Shadowfax is a horse god.
Right.
It's a mara.
Yeah.
Right.
Shadowfax has no, oh, I'm tired, I need to stop. There is none of that. He can just ride straight without stopping because it's a horse god.
Yeah.
It's not like the Rohan, where they needed to let their horses rest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Lord of all horses. That was Shadowfax.
But because she's on a white horse, by God, she can ride it for 6 days.
And boy, was she smiling.
Yes, she was.
This is all shit they tried to rip off of. This is all shit they tried to rip from Peter Jackson's movies.
And then
And
the
they failed.
Galadriel description of what would happen if she possessed the ring.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
That was the second F-bomb.
I F-bombed there too.
I'll make you a queen stronger than the foundations of the earth. Fuck off.
Yes.
And then who would be king, or why would you rule?
The only thing I did like about this is, I will say, is I laughed and I was like, "Fuck yes, Sauron, you're right." Is when Galadriel was just buzz killing all over the place, and she's like, "Oh, you're evil, and he's like, "This is your fault."
Yeah,
I told you I
did
did things, and you were like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I told you all this shit. I never lied to you.
You saw what you wanted to see, Galadriel.
That's right.
I told you I got it off of a dead man. I told you all this shit." But
I told you I wanted to stay in Numenor. I didn't want to come back here.
And I'm like, yes,
it's like he's not wrong.
Sauron. He wasn't wrong at all.
You've made me cheer for Sauron. Rings of Power. I want to think about that.
All the way.
And think about what you've done.
All the way through it. All the way through it. Whenever I saw her, I said, "Nobody likes you. They hate you."
You don't have any friends.
Yes, you don't have any friends.
And then what does she do when she realizes? Doesn't tell anybody.
Not a damn soul.
No. And the reason why is because it would make people have a negative opinion of her. She doesn't care about the.
That's right.
She doesn't.
Into it.
She's a power-hungry, insufferable twat.
She's awful.
Yep.
She is awful.
Yeah, the only reason she's not telling people about Sauron's alive and that she had the chance to kill him is because it would reflect negatively on her. Mm-hmm. She is so selfish and self-absorbed. I hate this show.
Oh, but she came up with the idea for the 3 elven rings. Yeah. It was all her idea, y'all.
It was Galadriel all along. Brandon, the anime guy who's been a member for 6 or 9 months in his Warrior of Midgar, says, "All my Fs have been given. Watch anime. Be happy." Thank you for your member chat, brother.
Yes.
And what about all the women? The Harfoots are now being led by a gang of women.
the psychotic one that wants to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I need y'all to answer something because I'm so confused. I think my brain was so twisted by the point old boy died. I was just like, what the hell? Okay, I thought those two women were his wives, and then as he's dying, he's like, "It's okay. I'm going to see the missus." I'm like, does he have a harem?
Yes.
I'm like, well,
Apparently.
who the hell is this woman? I thought she was your missus.
Another point where I laughed, Darwin, was when she says, "Oh, I'm going to miss him. He's gone." And then that woman who's clutching the book of death says, "But he's here." And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, when they get to where they are, they'll be like, "I know Sadok got killed by Feminine while he was a bit of an idiot."
He was a bit of an idiot.
He got a little bit of a revenge when he stabbed old Penis Head in the foot.
I know y'all. I know that Starry and Arwen missed this, but literally in the middle of that scene, Josh, Project Storytime. Sorry, I did name you. Said, "Will the real Slim Lady please stand up?"
I'm dead.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I'm dead. And notice that one didn't speak at all. And it's like, okay, so they were purposely
Which automatically
trying to
makes her the
argue-
best character.
Yeah, she
hasn't had to recite any of the terrible dialogue, so that automatically makes her the best character.
I'm like, this show just fuck off. I swear.
And what was that Rube Goldberg device that made the rings or made the metal? You know, I mean, swirling around, doing this and that and everything, and it finally goes into this one little thing, and then they pick up boiling.
It was
hot
dividing.
metal.
It was dividing the metals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was supposed to be doing, is dividing the metals.
How do you melt down gold and silver together and then get clearly distinguishable gold and silver rings? Like,
Because that little device he was using separated the metals. That's what it's supposed to be showing you. Is
that's
that the
retarded.
Metals were, it's absolutely up its own.
You would break them up. You would break up the elements to have silver and gold separate, and then combine them from there.
If it's molten and all mixed together, it's going to come out into that little crucible or whatever they poured it into. It's all going to go in the same way.
Okay.
And then they picked it up when it was just scalding hot. I mean, right out of the thing.
I know.
Reach down there and grab a hold of it.
Elven fingers. But I did give I gave one person an award in this show. Okay. Celebrimbor, look at this incredible construction he built. Master of Metals, Master Elven Smith. And he gets the dumbass award for not even understanding about, metals mixing and metal amplification. And it takes frickin' Discord Aragon, who is now Sauron, to just kind of give an offhanded comment. And then he's like, oh, that's brilliant. That'll work. I'm like, I thought you were Master Smith.
You mean you can melt the metal?
Yes.
It's better than that, because if you go back and you think about it, the Numenorians taught him how to forge.
Mm-hmm.
So the Numenorians taught Sauron how to make rings of power, and he taught Celebrimbor how to make rings of power. So this all goes back to the Numenorians being fuck ups and not, yeah.
But here we have him already established that he's this great master. The show could fuck off.
He arrives hanging off his horse because he's dying, and then within 5 minutes, he's up and about, wandering around the forge, and suddenly, best buddies with Celebrimbor in like one episode.
Yeah. Everything's good. He got his elvish medicine. He didn't die on the horse. He was fine. He was laying in the bed about to croak, but put him up on a horse and it's just a paper cut.
I do have a bone to pick, a very big bone to pick with these people.
Oh my.
Peter Jackson. Yeah. Oh yes. Peter Jackson, when he was making Fellowship, said concerning Gandalf, I don't want magic to be a commonplace thing in this world. I want it to be wondrous. I want it to be exquisite and rare. Gandalf doesn't need to be like making the rain stop. They even touch on that. They even kind of joke about that because that's what he said. He goes, I don't want Gandalf just making the rain stop because he can. And they joke about that in The Hobbit. You know, I'm not that kind of wizard. When you see Gandalf go into I am all powerful mode to fight the Balrog, that is something rare. He doesn't just pull that out and he's like, oh, look what I can do. They have made magic just worthless in this show. They have made magic common. They have made magic weak. They have made it, oh, look, I'm holding fire. Look at me. I can control fire. It's crap. And Gandalf didn't have the ability to just absorb fire. He got it from the ring. Yes. The ring that Gil-galad will lose when he dies fighting in the Battle of the Second Age. That ring will be given to Gandalf, who hasn't even come to Middle-earth yet.
I know.
What are you talking about? Nori gave him an apple.
Yeah.
How far did that apple roll, by the way? And how much screen time was spent on the apple rolling away?
I know.
Yeah. he dropped it. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket.
The reason why he is able to stop the Balrog's sword in Fellowship, that fire sword, is because of the ring. It cannot, no fire can affect him because of the ring. That's that barrier he puts up when he's fighting the Balrog. Fire does not affect him.
Well, think about it too. When he goes into the Shire. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just also about to say, it's also clearly illustrated in Fellowship that magic also is strenuous and it tires Gandalf as well.
Yes.
And it's very rare.
Yes. And
yeah,
for
there's
all
only 5 wizards.
Power, look who look when he goes into the Shire, he's just known as the fireworks guy who brings fireworks to the Shire.
That's right.
He's not, most of them don't see him as this big grand. If they knew who he really was, they'd probably be shitting themselves in fear.
Yeah, and
he's
fear.
Just this, eccentric stranger that hangs out with that, eccentric Baggins, but he brings joy and fireworks. That's what he does.
And that's how he scares the shit out of Bilbo. He literally scares the shit out of Bilbo when he's like, I'm not trying to rob you. And it's like all that, he becomes bigger than life for a moment. And then it collapses and Bilbo's like, oh my God, Gandalf, I'm going, please don't hurt me. And he's like, oh, Bilbo, damn it.
Come here, you little skirt, you little guy.
Yes, his shadow fills the room. Exactly.
And as close as they were, like you said, it freaked Bilbo out because he had never seen that.
Yes.
So yeah, they just treat it in this show like it's just magic here, magic there, magic. I'm like, no, it was a miraculous thing. It was a special thing. You had elven magic, but you had freaking wizard magic.
I remember arguing with someone a long time ago about, oh yes, he had seen Gandalf use his powers because he was in the mountain when Gandalf saved the dwarves. And I'm like, no, he was off with fucking Smeagol. He never saw Gandalf show up with Glamdring.
Right.
He was not there.
And Loki, highlight Joker's voice cut. That's an excellent point.
Shouldn't the 8 Mile crew have known that Gandalf is in no way Sauron? Sauron was last seen on Earth, wouldn't have fallen from the sky.
They're dumbasses. That's what I'm saying. Dumbest groupies ever. Oh, wait.
Well, the one thing is they're both Astari.
Yes, so that is true.
They are both Astari.
But doesn't it beg the question, though, that you need to find out if they're like, it's the other one? That means they have knowledge. There is another one. So shouldn't you find out who the hell it is you're trying to worship and be around before you start worshiping and being around them? They didn't even, they didn't even test those waters. They just assumed. And then
Yes.
he's the other one. You dumbasses. If you know there's two of them, wouldn't you kind of want to suss that out before you start all your shit? I don't know. I would.
Chris Fisk, Gandalf is that festive older gentleman that enjoys the company of small men of the Shire. Wait a minute. I love it. I love it, Chris. Thank you.
Too much of the halfling's leaf.
Yes, definitely.
Your love of the halfling's leaf has clearly slowed your mind on something else.
I love the rainbow.
Yeah, well, that entire thread with the Harfoots and Gandalf was just, this might be Sauron. All it's been has been like, guess who's Sauron, which is completely moot anyway because we know who it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I agree. Okay, Soul Assassin. Are they trying to say the Witch King and do a queen with that race scene? Yeah, I was like, fuck off. Are they gonna have ties to the mortal men who become wraiths? I just don't care.
Oh yeah. Your Slim Lady. Slim Lady is the Witch King. Yeah.
It's the witch. Okay, with titties and innie or outie, we still don't know. I can't with this. I can't.
He's gonna what Sauron's gonna do is he's going to create the 9, even though we know that doesn't happen, and he's gonna put the souls of these Slim Ladies into the rings, and then he's gonna give those rings to mortal men, and the Slim Ladies are gonna control the men.
Oh my god, yeah. I could see them doing that, Loki. I could so see them doing that.
That's very possible, yeah.
And just to make one thing clear, we are not the ists. When a company decides that black people spring out of white people, Miri has a white father and a white mother.
Mm-hmm.
But she's black. Are you telling
Nori.
me Amazon Nori is a white girl?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, we're not the ones that are Isobs and Yahtzees here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you noticed how none of the Easterlings looked like they were from the East. They were white.
Didn't I comment on that, Loki, during the screening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, they scream and fuss about there's no representation in Tolkien. Well, oh my God, you've got the Haradrim, like you said, you mentioned the Easterlings. You just go around the world of Middle Earth a little bit. You'll find people of different races on there. But they don't want to do that homework. They don't want to do that research. And they sure as hell do not want to honor what Tolkien put forth with this mess, this dreck.
Chris Biss, I really like the Shadow of Mordor's take on the Witch King of Agmar. I agree. Talion makes a cooler Nazgul than Feminem. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Joker Boys, take care, brother. Have a great one.
Bye, Mr. J.
Bye, Justin.
Have a good one.
Y'all.
It's time to watch Peter's films again to get the trash out of your mind.
Should I even consider covering a second season of this? I don't think there's a reason to. I don't think there's a point to.
Honestly, for me, it depends on what else is on. It depends on what other shows are coming out, and if it's like a slow year, then maybe just for shits and giggles. But I'm not gonna like sit down and like seriously. Oh, I can't wait to see what's coming up on season 2. No, it'd be more Misty 3K this thing's ass.
I don't think I can take much more. I don't think I'll show up. If it's on Fridays, Dave Bob's out.
Chris Persia says Loki, that's Nori's stepmother. They never call her stepmother. That's her mom.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I thought that was her mom.
They never say that.
They never say stepmother.
Interview. They may be saying that in interviews, but they'd never say it in the show.
Yeah.
No.
Oh God, they're trying to retcon through interviews.
It has 5 seasons, Chris. 5 seasons. There will be 5 seasons of this at a minimum. That is the contract they signed. That is what they agreed to do. They would be in breach of contract and have to pay the Tolkien estate anyway.
Yep.
There can only be 8 episodes of this. That is the workaround they did to work directly with the Tolkien estate and pay the Tolkien estate. 8 episodes. Can't do miniseries. Can't do movies. Can't do anything like that, and can't go over 8 episodes a season.
You can't do merchandise.
At Snortopoopas,
Yeah,
yes,
they can't do merchandise.
It has caused me to lose my feathers, but fortunately, I have them numbered for just this occasion.
There's no merchandise for this show, and if you find it, it's bootleg. There are no shirts, there are no pillowcases, there are no bedspreads, there are no nothing. No toys, no anything.
You mean I can't get a replica of Gladriel's dagger? Oh darn!
I'm sure you can, but it's not going to be it's not going to be like, oh, Silver Cutlery presents the Rings of Power collection. No.
It would be going up to someone at a convention who's like, "Hey, you want to buy a dagger?
You want to buy a dagger?
I got Galadriel's dagger." Wait. Is that the dagger from House of the Dragon? You don't want that dagger. I want that dagger. I don't want the Galadriel dagger.
No.
I want the House of the Dragon dagger.
Well, I don't want the House of the Dragon dagger because I know where it's going to end up going. It goes into it goes into Game of Thrones, and I'm like, no, I'm done there.
He stabs Daenerys with it. Yeah.
No, anything after
In the Night
episode
King
3 and season 8, I ignore.
And the Night King.
I ignore. That's about all I can handle.
Well, we know that series 2 production has already started, so they're not going to learn any lessons. We've learned from that Hollywood Reporter interview that they don't think they've done anything wrong.
Yeah.
So they've not learned anything. So how are they going to improve? Unless somebody's going to get fired.
If they don't clean house, this thing, it's going to just keep on sucking, and they're going to lose more and more money. And hell, it might put the damn Amazon Productions out of business. Just this one show.
Darn.
Good. Pod Racing Palpatine says he wants some plastic Numenorian armor. Second Age couldn't give it away.
Armor Loki, Numenor.
You know what I really want?
Numenor.
I want
Sauron.
I want a blindfold like Muriel.
To show I'm not blind, I wear a blindfold.
And I want some leaves in my hair like Nori.
Yes,
No.
some
Acorns in
oversized
my hair.
acorns.
I think it was acorns and plums in their hair.
Milkweed. Oh, and an ashy apple. Sorry, we got to get an ashy apple.
Yeah.
Put it in a basket.
Do you want to be covered in filth like the people you see in Rings of Power? Well, no, you can't.
Experience for yourself what being covered in bees feels like, just like on the show. He was eaten by bees.
And remember, do not squat by the river.
And God,
Would be bad.
the insufferable fucking twat waffles of the
ones?
damn Harfoots, and how it's like, you know what? Take their wheels so they can't follow us. And then they're like, we're the most caring, loving people in the whole of Middle Earth. Suck my fucking dick.
Nobody walks alone. We're just gonna take your wheels.
Well, now they're all walking because their wagons are all gone.
Yep, they blew up their wagon.
I laughed so much at that when they were waving her off. I'm thinking,
I know.
one, that's ridiculous. And two, like, that just means that strategic cost cutting for series 2. There's only going to be one Harfoot. In the next series, they're going to get rid of all the cast members.
God, that drove me nuts, though. Female Samwise Gamgee should have gone with female Frodo.
Yeah, that's what we were saying when I was
Female
watching
Frodo
it.
off with Gandalf, not Gandalf. Oh, okay. Nobody gets left behind, huh? But you're just going to send him off into the void with a stranger?
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm your best
and
friend.
in
I'd do
just
anything for you except go on an adventure with you. Fuck off, Nori.
And
What?
in just the last episode, when Nori went to leave to go look for, to try to warn not Gandalf about the 8 Mile crew,
Yeah.
a bunch of them went with her because no one gets left behind, no one walks alone. They made that a point,
Right.
and then they screw it up in the next episode. These people are idiots.
Sensei, you're gonna have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
I've only started my script on this review.
I came in y'all in the back room and they're watching it, and I had already seen it. They're watching at one point. Josh is like, "Fuck this show! I hate this show!" I said, "Oh yeah, he's done.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
You just like make up your damn minds. During the fight, and the wizard's going, I'm bad, leave me alone. It's like, no, you're good. Well, you just ran away from him for the last 2 episodes, but now suddenly you've decided he's good again.
Oh God, that reminds me. Okay, when Gandalf, not Gandalf, stood up, he's facing, the twat waves or race or whatever the hell they are, and he's like, "I'm good." I said, "The God has returned."
And his vocabulary was suddenly, he was like an English scholar after that.
Now he went from Speed Spot Run to Shakespeare in the span of like a battle. That was it. I'm like, I cannot take this seriously.
All you had to do was disintegrate some femme people, and suddenly I can talk fine.
Yeah, he went from "I'm good" to, well, actually,
follow your nose.
In your tongue, it means this. You didn't even know how to speak. Now you know more than one language.
In your tongue. And it could also means wizard. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. Fuck all the way off. I couldn't.
And Chris brings up a really good point here. What worries me as a creator is that all this destruction of fantasy will sour audiences on the whole genre, making people have no interest in my stuff. I agree.
That is a legitimate concern.
It's not just superheroes. It's not just space and sci-fi. It's fantasy too. It's everything. Mm-hmm. Until everything has been ground to dust and shown that it has absolutely no value, these people will not be happy. They are taking your heroes, your mythology, and destroying them. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what the point of all of this is. And if you think I am kidding, I am not joking. That is the point. The point is to erase everything that was and make sure that they have a PC version that can stand up in place and go, look, this is for the ages. It's not for the ages. It's just what you think a PC audience is going to watch. And they're not. They don't care. This will not stand the test of time.
They're also broke as hell. They can't buy anything.
They won't support it. All they really care about is that you get all the woke points in there. They're not going to watch it. They just want to know that it's in there.
That's right. Right. And they don't care, and they don't want to spend the money on it. They're not going to spend the money on it. They're not. They're not going to go to a convention and go, oh my God, look, there's Glamdring, Foehammer. I got to buy it. Dave Bob was there when that happened with me. Holy shit, it's Glamdring. I'm buying it.
Yeah, he said, I'm not buying another damn thing. And he's walking out the door.
I'm walking out the
door.
And there it is. And I said, I have to buy it. I have to buy it.
Loki, I kind of want to elaborate a little bit though on what you said. I think that is definitely a possibility. It is going to sour people, but at the same time, particularly those of us where like fantasy is our genre. We grew up on it. We've immersed in it. It is our life's blood when it comes to pop culture. We are so hungry for good modern fantasy that if we find something that's good, we are going to latch onto that and get dug in like a damn tick. We're not going to want to let that go. So there are going to be those that are soured, but then there's going to be others of us who are going to be like, hell yeah, this is a breath of fresh air in the fantasy genre, and this is what we need. So y'all, if you're writing or you're creating, don't stop just because of bullshit like Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And that's true. One of the things I've tried to do for the past couple of years is promote our good friend Dega Outlaw's work, because it is absolutely wonderful. There was a point, and I'm sure this is okay to talk about now. I hope it is, Adega. There was a point where he was going to be working with a publishing house, and he was dealing with an editor, and that editor.
He's talked about this.
Yeah, that editor was criticizing his female characters, saying they didn't need to grow, they didn't need to adapt, they didn't need to train, they didn't need to do all these things, and that they could just have whatever power and skills they had without any explanation as to why. No, you just start them off as powerful, epic, wondrous beings, and don't write any kind of they have to grow and get there. No character growth for the female characters. And you need to switch these characters to these kind of characters and all this shit. And he actually came to me and said, Loki, they're wanting to change the entire direction of these characters. What do you think I should do? And I said, you stick to your fucking guns, brother.
Yeah,
I said, this company, and this company came to him. He didn't go to this company and ask for a job with this publishing house. This publishing house went to him and said, we want you. And I said, dude, that gives you power. You need to talk to the people that hired you and say, look, I understand this editor, blah, 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 has this, whatever, but this is my book and this will be done my way. I'm not going to fundamentally change a character so that an editor can be happy with my work. That goes against what this character means, what this character stands for. I said, you stand up and you do not let this bitch push you around. And if the people who hired you are like, no, you need to do this, then tell them, fuck off, I'll do it myself. Because they came to you and they hired you.
Yeah.
But you have a whole group of editors out there that are going to tell these people that have never written before, never got their books off the ground before, if they even get to be a part of a publishing house, no, you can't do this. This is how you need to do this. And a lot of them might cave and do it. A lot of them could very well cave and go, well, I really want this job and I really want this opportunity. And maybe one day I'll be able to do it my way. But right now I need to do it their way. And that fucks everything up.
Wow.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I told him. Soul Assassin, never bend the fucking knee. You
No.
don't bend the knee to these people.
Stand strong behind your creation.
Well, look at it. Well, I'd like to bring up Simon Tolkien, who is what's he in the credits? Series consultant. He's an absolute disgrace. I believe that Simon Tolkien is the grandson. Is he Christopher's son?
Yes.
Doesn't care, it would just.
Peter Jackson was too faithful to the lore.
Well, I don't know if he has any say, because this deal was done and they said you can't take anything from this or that. You only have the appendices to work with. So I don't know how much of a say he has at the end of the day. Hell, they contacted Peter Jackson and said, we would really like your input, and then ghosted his ass. Yeah. And they just took from his movies. Like Arwen has said, like you have said, Starry, they have just taken dialogue and stuff from the movies and used it in this like it's theirs. If I was Jackson, I'd be like...
Couldn't he sue them? I
would think that would be breach of contract.
That's plagiarism.
Just because they're going
plagiarism.
The appendices.
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
I mean, they are ripping off his script.
Yes.
Whether it's Tolkien's words or not, Peter Jackson had the right to do that and write those words, and it's print, sealed, and delivered, and been out for quite a while. So it's obvious. It is every time they do it, we all cringe because it's so blatant.
I always say fight. Dega Outlaw. He said it was walk or fight. Yeah, and never was he going to take a knee. It was just either I walk away from this deal or I fight. And you fight. You always fight. What are you going to lose if you fight? If you walk in, look, if someone tells you this is what you've got to do and you've got to do this, and the choice is either get fired or make your demand, make your fucking demand. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? If you're definitely not going to do what they are telling you to do, then you have two choices. You can walk out the door and say, fuck you, fuck this shit, I'm out. Or walk in and say, no, this is the way I'm going to do it. And if you don't like it, then let me go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I tell anybody. And Lady Mist, the Guardian of the Void, with a $5 super chat says, come out of the void. Keep your damn hands off of Dega's wonderful work, editors, or your dragon fodder goes back into the void. Thank you so much, Lady Mist, for that $5 super chat. And Second of 9, I hope Jackson sues.
Mm-hmm.
And they punted, they fired their Tolkien scholars. Yes, they did.
Which is a brilliant move if you're going to do Tolkien's work.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's opposite day with these people. Everything you're supposed to do, they're like, nope, let's do the opposite.
We're going to do it the way we want to. We don't care about lore. We don't care about anything. We're going to do what we want because we're woke and you should be too.
Is it really that, woke and empowering to have a blind person ask what's going on when you see all of the fleet with the black flag indicating that the person's father has died and not tell them? Isn't that empowering of them?
It's really empowering to know that evil exists because of one woman
who doesn't tell
basically
anyone.
Everything that happens in the third age is Galadriel's fault. Amazing. Yeah. Well done, writers.
And Sauron's an incel.
Yeah.
well, just looking, and I hate to bring this shit up again. I really don't want to bring this show up again, but I'm going to bring it up. Since I brought it up at the very beginning, I think the door's open for this. In the finale of She-Hulk, which apparently beat this show and Andor, wow. The enemy the entire time in She-Hulk were male incels living in their basements and YouTube creators that talk shit about Marvel. Those are the bad guys. Yes. Those are the evil people in their show. Wow. These incels in their basement. And they make a point of talking about this at the end of the show, that this is what we need to stand against, is male white incels living in their basement. They're the bad guys. And YouTube creators that discuss how horrible She-Hulk is. Those are the bad people in the world. Those are the worst people. Those are the people that you need to stand against. And yeah, Doomcock was the villain in She-Hulk, apparently.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh my God. God, how thin-skinned can you get?
I guess I'm going to have to watch that last episode just to see what all this is about. I watched, I think,
it's bad.
The first 2 episodes, and then I bailed after that.
See, I was working last night. I was in the middle of working, and I got a message. You got to watch the last 15 minutes of She-Hulk. I said, "Oh, why?" And they just do it. So I drag Eris in here, and I broke her. She was broke. She just kept saying, "I don't know what the fucking. Can you stop? Can you stop this? I don't want to watch." To the point where she was just broke. She was sitting on the floor in the living room, going, "I don't know what the fuck to make of this. I don't know what to do. What were they trying to tell me?" I'm like, "Oh, it broke her." I felt like Homeboy on The Crow. Oh, we broke her. McKinney draws with $10 super chat. It's times like this that creator-owned content is becoming more of a necessity. We're going to do it the way we want to do it, yes, but we also want to do something that's worth watching, reading, etc.
Exactly.
Amen. Yep.
Yeah.
We want something to invest in.
Thank you,
McKinney.
I didn't break her. It was the last 15 minutes of She-Hulk that completely messed up her mind.
And anything Lord of the Rings should not make you laugh for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
this
You
one
laugh when
does.
you laugh when a Harfoot gets killed.
I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
No, she was just stuck talking in circles, Mark. She didn't stop talking. She just kept talking in circles, saying the same shit over and over again, like her mind was trying to work out what the fuck happened. You know, the steam and the sparks were coming out of the ears.
That does not compute. Error.
And how many volumes of She-Hulk comics is out there that they could have based series off?
The Burns run was, the definitive work. They could have used that.
It's like they're damn determined to just not do what's already there. It's not that deep.
No, because
it's not that complicated, and
that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, look, the reason why they have had to remake a lot of this stuff, including this, is because Lord of the Rings is now considered problematic. The original movie is too white. It's too white heroed. It's too white centric. There is no POC in the original Peter Jackson film. Same thing with The Hobbit. It's the exact same thing. Because of that, they have to retell a story and make it POC to stand by the ages. We cannot have a product in our catalog that someone can point back to and say, this is problematic. We can't have that anymore. That is all stemmed from Disney editing, censoring, and going back and taking things out of its film that it did that can now be considered problematic by this small little group that bitches and moans and says, you have to do it our way or else. And that goes back to the Q score thing I was talking about for the last couple of days. It's not just a Q score anymore. It's incorporated with Twitter. It's incorporated with Facebook. It's incorporated with all these social media platforms where if anyone brings up a bad point about it, it can be considered, well, this could take down a company 10 years from now. So we can't have that anymore.
Okay, well, I have a question for that. Okay, House of the Dragon. How closely does that follow with the books? Because I have not read that particular section of the books, but they have Black characters in there that everyone's like, all right, let's go with it. Nobody gives a shit. Why can't Lord of the freaking A Tolkien, y'all? Tolkien. If they want to race swap, let them race swap, but stick with the damn story. It is all there for them. I thought their business was to make money. They're losing. There is no way Amazon is going to recoup what they have sunk into this show.
No,
because
and
it is a piece of hot, steaming garbage.
This is why they are not filming in New Zealand. Arwen, this is why it's going to be completely at Pinewood Studios now. No New Zealand shooting. See, Amazon went to New Zealand and said, we are going to be filming in these locations, and we're going to be here for 5 years. And people moved. People picked up roots, sold their fucking houses, moved to this town so that they could be a part of it. And a year later, Amazon said, fuck this shit, we're out. We're just going to film at Pinewood. So they promised these people, they promised these people 5 years at a minimum, we will be here filming. And then they left after a year. Why? Because of the money.
Instead of just doing a good project from the beginning, honoring Tolkien, since you're going to do Tolkien, you might as well do Tolkien. Yeah.
And please, no one quote me on this. This is just what I have been told. I heard that the sensitivity coaches, and we haven't even seen any sex in this show. Okay?
No.
The sensitivity coaches that were hired are counselors, and they were paid $250,000 for 8 episodes where there was no sex. How do
I get that job?
So these sensitivity coaches were hired to be there for the actors on intimate scenes. There was no intimate scenes on the show. That's $250,000 each you spent on casting couch coaches that you never used.
Or they did, and then they
probably
just
Are
and
they
they cut the
providing
scenes.
safe spaces with crayons and cupcakes?
Oh, wait.
I don't understand why the hell they're there.
They probably spent almost all of their time with Galadriel, in her fight scenes, so that she could be feeling safe in her space.
God.
Oh,
$250,000. Yes.
That's insane. Well, you
Well,
can
don't
see
you
how
know, Loki?
pretty
Everything
little-
about this show and everything Tolkien and everything is white men. They've taken white men out of anything anymore. I mean, white men are the problem. That's don't you realize that?
It was Galadriel on the horse.
well, that is one saving grace that there's no sex scene in
That's
this because
true.
there is nobody on this show that I would even remotely want to see throw down.
No.
Nobody. I mean,
So,
could you imagine? No.
Isildur's sister.
There
Not
supposedly
even her.
No.
was four of these coaches. That's $1 million. That's $1 million Amazon spent on 4 of these people.
Wasted.
I need to get a new career.
I know.
Seriously.
Bye, sorry.
And I'm
I'll buy
just-
that for $1.
I'm just wondering if whoever and see, this has been my thought lately. This is what I've been sitting here as I've been reading some of this, as I've been getting more information. I've been asking myself, is someone in the studio specifically sent to sabotage Amazon because they're not working closely with mainstream Hollywood? Is someone there specifically to go, hey, you know what? I know this great job you can get. We're hiring 4 sensitivity coaches. We're going to pay them $250,000 a piece. But guess what? There are no scenes like that in the show, so you don't have to do anything. What? Wait, what? Yeah, there are no scenes, but we're going to hire 4. We're going to hire 4 counselors, therapists to come in and be there for sexativity, sensuality, whatever scenes. And we're going to pay you, and we're not going to have any. We're not going to have any of those scenes, but we need 4 people on hand just in case we decide to have a sexual scene with 2 characters. We need people there on hand. That sounds like a fucking scam.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a lot of money laundering going on. Maybe
The only way they
in my
could
opinion.
get around that scam is if it was like, sex sensitivity / mental health counselors. Because then they could say, well, yeah, we scrapped any of the, snoo bits, but they're still here to, talk to the actors if they need someone to talk to because they're feeling down that day and, they don't have their little safe space. I could see them skirting it to get around with it that way to protect their assets. But it's still a freaking scam because Tolkien in the first place should never have sex scenes in it.
How many scenes did we see Galadriel fighting in this season?
A bunch.
We saw her fighting in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
We saw her drowning in the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't fighting, just drowning. We saw her on horseback when she's like fighting the orcs.
Yeah.
I really didn't see her fighting after that at all. So what?
Don't
2
forget,
scenes?
Don't forget fighting in the time.
She
don't
was
forget
on the
fighting
horse
in the
a lot,
square.
if that counts.
Yeah, she was teaching the soldiers.
Teaching
Yeah.
the soldiers, but you don't need a motherfucking counselor
I agree.
to talk to about violence and how it hurt your soul to be in these combat scenes. You don't need a counselor for that.
Yeah.
And she looked like a grinning twat waffle when she was riding that horse, cutting orcs down and like sliding off her saddle and ooh, twat waffle left, twat waffle right, twat waffle back, oh, twat waffle stabbed you. What did she need fucking therapy for that?
I'm still struggling with the whole representation thing because nobody looks good in this show. If you take, so we had Cool Breeze, who was a complete moron.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be this, military commander. Did nothing. Rubbish plan. They kept putting him in chains for the symbolism. He'd got Bronwyn, sports bra, who wasn't a white woman. Complete moron.
Mm-hmm.
Theo, not a white boy. Complete moron. Isildur, an evil. Isildur, a complete beta male.
Uh-huh.
Lenny Henry dies. Oh, you did the night. None of the persons of colour.
Yeah,
Come out
not
of it.
looking
The
good.
other woman, the other woman with Lenny Henry, complete psycho. Novi's mum was half psycho, half moron. Nobody, and all these with the, and then all the white people were evil or dumb.
Mhm.
And now you've got, they got rid of Celeborn, so Galadriel didn't get rid of her agency. So now she's only gonna get her magical powers because of an evil ring. Because she's not displayed anything, any wisdom or any magical abilities, or even just the elven abilities, apart from she can swim a lot. This. So basically, all her powers are going to come from this ring. So it's basically Captain Planet. It's Captain.
Right.
I just really don't realize what they've done.
Right.
I'm still wondering why she's not dead. She has been killed at least 3 times.
I know.
Once when she jumped from the ship, once from a pyroclastic flow, and then once from drowning in a brook.
Oh, God, I just thought of something. What if they are completely misunderstanding the immortality of the elves? What if they think the immortality means they can't really die? At least with her.
Mm.
That would be stupid. That's stupid to assume that, but at the same time, with the writing and their track record, I could see that. I could see them thinking, well, Galadriel is the special elf, so she can't really die.
Hey, Arwen, will you do me a favor?
Uh-huh.
Will you read what Chris Fisk put up there on the screen?
Okay, LOL, the original ring race were all in white hoods/robes, and they wiped out all the elves, Harfoots, Numenorians of color before the Jackson films. Oh my God.
In white hoods and robes. Oh my
I'm
God.
dead.
God, why didn't they just do the
Wow.
pointy hats and be done with it?
Oh my God. Thank you, Loki, for making me read that up. And I'm Southern. It's not like there's a stereotype involved, is there?
We'll have the pale white redhead read that one.
What the hell, they're killing off gingers left and right in Hollywood anyways. Aren't I kind of a minority in that regard? I can say it, y'all. I can say it. I can read it. God, this show. Oh.
It was Muriel was supposed to be a redhead, weren't she? I think she was definitely fair skinned.
She was fair
Yes.
skinned. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if Tolkien mentioned her hair color, but yeah, she's supposed to be very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Starry, don't forget, Dias and Durin's children will most likely perish under the Balrog, leading to a new wife and a white thorn oaken shield.
Oh,
Welcome
God.
to the great racial purge of our time.
Yeah, why didn't they just call it the racial purge of powers? That's what it is.
Racial purge of power. Oh my God, this show, y'all.
Again,
Fine.
this all just, it exposes, the writers and the production for everything.
Mhm.
Let's do final thoughts. Give us your final thoughts of this episode or the season. Shit, you can do the whole season. We're gonna start with Starry-Eyed F-bomb. Because believe me, that's the way my morning started. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
0. Just stuff. No, I've had enough. It gets to a point where you can laugh about it, but what they did in this one was just so spectacularly dumb, and just offensive to everything. There's nobody that they haven't insulted. They've insulted the fans. They've insulted our intelligence. They've insulted Tolkien. They've insulted Peter Jackson and his films, and they really don't get it. They really think they're being clever. Like, nobody's going to suspect the ending. And yet, no, but when they just lifted whole chunks of dialogue from the Jackson films and scenes, not even, the pages of the books would have been fine. But the fact that they're now just stealing from the films, after all the interviews they've had about pulling Jackson down, and it's unforgivable. So big fat 0, not interested.
Yeah, that was our interest driving by this show.
That wasn't from my end. I don't know what.
I think it was mine. I'm not sure.
It was just the perfect way as I ended it.
It knew.
Thank you, Josh.
Yes.
No problem.
This is from Josh. This sums up the entire series in one sentence. We must inform the High King of our failure.
Epic failure.
It's the High King.
Yeah.
Chris Fisk. Found in the extended edition of Rings of Power, the Balrog shouts, "Das Huten ist Burpendon!" after he emerges in Moria. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Arwen.
Oh shit.
You want to go? You want to wait?
No. It's just having to rate this thing breaks my brain because it's so bad. This episode, no shit, y'all. This episode gets a -3 for me. This was the biggest pile of dookie I have seen. And I'm going to give the series overall. I know I've given some episodes 1, some episodes 2, but that -3, I give it a 0. This season it's just not rewatchable. And it is a bastardization of Tolkien in the worst kind of form. I've read bad fan fiction that was better than this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a disgrace. Mm-hmm. This is Tolkien's name should not belong anywhere around this thing's orbit. They had it, they fucked it up, they pooched it, they make no excuses for it. So I make no excuse about how damn bad this show really is. So that's my 2 cents worth anyway. It sucks, y'all. It sucks.
Dave Bob.
Well, I don't know. This thing was soul crushing to watch, honestly.
And you had to. We decided to do it on a Friday.
Yeah, it's so bad that I really can't even express how bad it is. From the first to the last, it had one goal in mind: to suck, and they did a really good job of it. So 0 for this episode, 0 for the overall. It's just it like I said, it was just soul crushing to watch this play out because it's utter trash. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh.
This show is an unprecedented success in a sleep aid technology. It's fantastic at you just pass out so you can just sleep through the night. As entertainment, it's dog shit. I hate everything about this show. The characters are inconsistent. The writing is horrifically bad. There's no sense of direction or style from the higher ups. Like there was no vision. It was just, let's just do things that are popular without any cohesion at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hated this show. I hated everything about it. And the performances were all terrible. It was, and it was all of them were bad. And I can't tell if it was the acting, the writing, or the direct made them be that terrible. But it was probably all three. But I can't tell. The performances were awful. I hated everything about this show. This episode in particular, I would say gets a 1 because it had a Harfoot die, so that was good.
I knew that was coming.
Even that couldn't improve it for me. Even that couldn't.
But man, the series overall, 0.5. It's that bad.
But Josh, IGN gave it a 10 out of 10.
Off IGN. That's a good long bottom leaf they've been smoking. They need to.
There's where some of that $1 billion went.
From day one, I have watched Amazon silence critics, silence their audience, delete reviews, delete ratings, and do everything they can to silence anyone who criticizes this show. They have called anyone who criticizes it a racist, a Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
They have called men that criticize this show sexist, phobic, and I have honestly had enough of the absolute fucking audacity of Amazon to treat people that love Tolkien's work, that love the stories, that love the lore, that love the fantasy, like absolute trash.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Amazon. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos, for treating us like we are worth absolutely nothing. When we buy your shit, I will not buy anything from Amazon after this. I'm done. I've canceled Prime. I canceled Prime before this show ever started. Because I knew what was going to happen. Prime has been canceled. I will not order anything from Amazon. Amazon is now cut out of my life. I will not deal with it. I will not honor them by honoring a shit ass show and pay them money. Just like I won't pay to watch Disney. Just like I won't pay to watch Marvel. I won't even watch Marvel or Star Wars anymore. Because they have no respect for the people that love that content. They have no respect for the people that have stood up and paid, because you've already given them your money.
Yeah.
See, I can't go back and get my money back for all the shit I've ordered off of Amazon. They already have my money. All I can do is make sure they're not going to get any more of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if this review over the past 8 weeks has done anything or 7 weeks, because we had 2 episodes to begin with, if this has done anything to help anybody go, well, they're not going to get my money, bravo. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we sat here. I'm glad we talked about this. I'm glad that we were able to review this show and go, you know what? I'm not going to give them any more of my money. I'm not going to pay to buy anything off of Amazon. It is very convenient to go on Amazon and order something from Amazon. I'm just not going to do it. I've got all my friends' books, so I don't have to order more of those books. I've given away books. I've given away Adega's books. I don't have to order anything off of Amazon again if I don't want to. Prime's done. No more free shipping. I'm not going to continue to pay them when they treat the fans like absolute fucking trash. That's all I can do. And hopefully that encourages other people to turn their backs on it and go, you know what? Screw them. Screw them for calling us obes, Yahtzees, and all this other bullshit and treating us like we're scum just because we don't like a shit show that had shit production, shit writing, and that they spent $1 billion. It's got to be really, really fucking embarrassing. And yeah, they're trying to hide it. They're trying to hide it from the world. They're trying to hide it from everybody, that they're fucking embarrassed that their $1 billion boondoggle is a boondoggle, but it is.
I heard, now this is something I read, that they flashed something on the screen last night, some kind of thing that you had to click on it to get it off the screen, and it would take you away. And then when you came back, they're counting that as double views, doubling the views.
What?
That's
Something
great,
that came
isn't
up on
it?
Prime.
Wow.
Yeah, if you were watching it on Prime, some kind of advertisement came up and covered up half the screen, and you had to click on it to get off of it. And when you did, it took you away from the show, and you had to click back.
Oh, and it counted it as another view.
And so they're thinking that maybe they're trying to get double views with it.
Soul Assassin says, saw Quarter Black Garrett tweet something about it.
Interesting. Man, Shady, instead of just
Yeah,
doing a
that's
damn good
where I read it.
show,
Was
they
Yeah.
have to
Black.
pull shenanigans like that.
They have to pull shenanigans like that.
Wow. Shady bitches.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Are we going to get an F-bomb from Starry before we go?
Yeah, okay, I've got to end. You're going to ruin my good angelic image, Mark.
We're finally going to do it all over again on Monday night.
Yeah,
so
that's
yay!
true. So this is what I sent to Loki and the crew. I just wrote, "Fuck this show."
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. Damn
And I meant
straight.
it.
Wow. Piece of crap.
That's right. And there's Mark. Do it. Do it now.
Such a bad influence on me.
Yes.
Damn straight.
You know what? I've loved getting to hang out with you guys over the past 7 weeks. I've loved getting to do this. No matter who's been on, who's been gone, it's been a hoot.
Yeah.
I want to thank all 5 of you very much. So I want to thank Zax, who's not here today. He's been on vacation. Lucky him.
Yeah, lucky him.
He didn't have to deal with this shit. He's like, in the middle of this, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go on vacation. When I get back, things will be better.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
doing this has been really fun and lovely.
It has.
Just a reminder that other people do think the same, because you do end up thinking, there's definite gaslighting going on, especially with the media. I mean, you get used to it, after Doctor Who and Star Wars and Marvel, but it grinds you down. But to have, you find people and everybody in the chat to bolster you, it really does help. It really does.
Yeah.
I had a good time with great company, but thank God it's Friday and thank God it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody, so much for hanging out and watching this and spending time here this morning. You guys all keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright. Thank you so very much. 1 week from today, we're going to be in Arlington. We will be at the barcade we're going to be at. God, I can't remember the name of it right now. I just had a reservation confirmation from them. And I still can't think of the name. We're going to be hanging out in Arlington, having a great time. I can't wait. We're going to have a Dega on Friday that night. We're going to have a Dega on at the celebration. So I can't wait to see you guys. But Monday, we will be back. We will be back with another Mornings of Mischief. So until then, everybody, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And we'll see you guys. Well, some of us will see you. I mean, you're all welcome back next week, but I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. So take care, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.
Daryl the Derelict at the buzzer with a 3-point shot says Arlington Free Play. Thank you.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.